Hi, this is Banyard, and welcome back to my introduction to natural mindfulness. And as you can see behind me, we're in an absolutely fantastic place, and this is perfect for the next part of this program. As you remember, the first part is preparing yourself. Some of the logistical stuff, like what are you going to wear, getting yourself tuned into nature, staying in breath and releasing your breath, all part of preparing for the natural mindfulness experience. Then we did a session, didn't we, on connecting to the aliveness inside yourself and then expanding that out. And this is the bit then that comes next. And for me, this is where natural mindfulness becomes a very powerful tool, a very powerful way of improving the health, the well-being, and the success in your life. And this is what I use natural mindfulness for. If I'm struggling with something, or if I'm out of sorts, or if I'm not myself, or if I'm worrying about things, or if I find myself dwelling on something, what I do is I take a natural mindfulness walk. And interestingly enough, about 3 years ago I did that. I was feeling a little unfulfilled. Career was going really well, relationships going really well. Sometimes it's when life's going really well that we feel a little unfulfilled. To me, that just means I've wandered off my path. I'm not living my life completely to my true nature. And for me, natural mindfulness is the path back to my true nature. And so what I did is I went for a walk, and I actually walked very close to this place here. And I came to this place. And there's a lovely road that comes down here, and I walked here and I was thinking to myself, what's missing? What do I need in my life that's going to bring me more joy, more excitement, more interest, something that I would be passionate about doing for the next phase in my life, moving forward into my 60s and my 70s. What is it that I want to do? And I'd been reading Joseph Campbell's work about the hero's journey, and he was talking about finding your bliss, and he describes your bliss as something that you did naturally as a child, something that you would just do for no reason, because it was just something you were just drawn to, almost intuitively, instinctively as a child, and then linking that with something you're really good at doing as an adult. And so what I did is I came for a walk, and I had those questions in my mind. What is my bliss? What is it that I loved doing as a child? And what is it that I'm really good at doing as an adult? And how can I put those two things together to discover what my bliss is and help me find answers to that question about how do I feel more fulfilled in life? How do I move forward into my later years feeling like I'm as motivated and excited and as passionate about what I'm going to do as I've been in the past for things? And as I was walking along, with holding those questions in my mind, feeling very connected to the aliveness inside of me and the aliveness in the wildness around me and the nature around me, I got an insight or a lesson from nature. Insights and lessons from nature are key parts of this part of natural mindfulness. And the insight I got was that what I loved doing as a child was what I was actually doing that day. Exploring nature, wandering around in nature with no particular aim, no particular goal, but just wandering in nature, seeing what happened, seeing what turned up, seeing what was in that moment, and just being in that moment. So exploring nature was what I did as a child. And so I walked on a little further and thought about what I do as an adult and some of the things that have really inspired me in my life, like when I was helping people overcome confidence issues, when I'm working as a coach and a trainer in corporate, trying to develop leadership and engagement and team building and development to build businesses that are successful, and getting that buzz from seeing people learn and develop and become more of who they are. And I kind of thought the key bit in all of that was about empowering people. And so in that moment, I put those two ideas together. How do I explore nature and empower people in the same thing? And that's where Cotswold Natural Mindfulness kind of was born from, that idea of exploring nature and empowering people in the same moment. And it was by being natural mindful myself, being in that naturally mindful state myself, that brought that answer to my question forward. So my challenge to you is, if you want to, of course, I invite you to use natural mindfulness, use what you've already learned on this program to go out into a natural space like this and carry with you a question. And it might be similar to mine, how can I feel more fulfilled in my life? Or it might be, how can I find the right relationship for me? Or how can I find the right job for me? Or, what is the next step in my life? It's those unknown questions that there are no real logical answers for. And you don't want a logical answer. You want a more intuitive answer, one that resonates more with who you are in terms of your true nature. So go out with that question in mind. And as you wander through nature, look around into the natural world and see, hear, feel, sense, intuit, instinctively know what that answer to that question might be. There are lessons from nature all around us. As I walk through here, quite often I will see things that are lessons for me. They mean something to me. They might not mean something to you in the same way as your lessons from nature might not mean something to others. But wherever I look, often I will see things and go, the mind, ourselves has a brilliant way of looking at something in nature and adapting it and kind of making it meaningful for us. So there you are. There's the challenge, or the invitation is to go out now into nature using everything you've learned so far, with holding those questions in mind, and see what happens. See what nature teaches you. See what you intuit from it. See what you maybe instinctively remember from nature. Because at the end of the day, we are nature. And if we make a strong connection with nature, we start to care about nature. We make a stronger connection with ourselves. We start to care more about ourselves. So there you go. There's your challenge and your invitation for today. I'm going to continue enjoying some time here. You enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. And there'll be one more video after this just to kind of bring this program to a close. I hope you've enjoyed it, and remember to share with me. Remember to share what your experience is on the Facebook group or through an email with me and with others, and then I'll see you on the final video of this program. Take care now. Bye-bye.